Hickory, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the program over to John Bates and Deborah Frendak to begin bestowing our awards.
I don't know if I need this, but somebody will. The director wants me to always do what the director says, right, John? A couple of weeks ago, we made a presentation of our major educational grant to the children's group for Imagination Library. As I reviewed then, our process is we take the money that has been budgeted by our foundation, take off our commitments for scholarships, take half of what's left, and that goes to our big major project. Then that other half is split into two equal parts. The board retains authority to make direct grants during the year and for ongoing regular commitments that we have adopted. We're going to do those every year unless something major happens. And then the committee, the Educational Charitable Giving Committee, makes the recommendations after reviewing applications from others for the remainder. Now, I want to recognize the people on the Educational and Charitable Giving Committee for the hard work they did this year. Ann Williams, Bob Conklin, David Moore, Deborah Frendak is co-chair and photographer in charge today. Jill Patton, John Rambo, Lamar Mitchell, Leslie Farrell Middleton, Linda Lutz, Lynn Lair, Rusty Eisenhower, Suzanne Trollin, and Thomas Griffiths. You might have noticed these are in alphabetical order by first name, which is the way they've listed in my contacts group. Anyway, we do have these. We reviewed applications. We didn't approve every application we received. We didn't approve everything that was requested necessarily on some of the others. Some of them we have been doing every year, but they are not yet set up as a permanent thing. They still have to be applied for every year. But anyway, I would like to ask Deborah, who is co-chair and will be taking over this responsibility, to go ahead and make the awards for this year.
Thank you. And I put these in alphabetical order so there's no preference to any one. But we have for Catawba County Parenting Network, we have Susan Lee, if you'd come up here. She's getting a grant for $2,500 for the Incredible Years program. For the next grant, we have it for the Hickory Community Theater. We have John Rambo and Melinda Bollinger. They're receiving a grant for $2,000 for their rug book program. The next one we have is Catawba County Science Center. We have Alan Barnhart and Kristen Ardetti. They're receiving a grant for $2,000 for their Free Fridays program at the Science Center. Next, we have the Hickory Landmark Society. We have Patrick Daly. He's receiving a $500 grant for their Heritage Days at Maple Grove. And last but not least, we have the YMCA. We have Mandy Pierce receiving a $1,200 grant for computer education software at the Y. I will now turn this back over to Suzanne.
Thank you all for being here today to receive those in person. As John stated, but all of these programs are things that really go hand in hand with our priority of advancing early childhood education in our area. We are going to be looking at that as we do our strategic plan, and that's part of our process this year as well. Next, I would like to call Cheryl Ray up to the podium and have her give us a little bit of information about what our Hickory High Interact Club has been up to this year. we have received a lot of praise from the district in the way that the Interact is working at our high school, and kind of want to remind you guys that this is part of our New Generations program initiative for Rotary.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Ray, and I am the Interact Advisor at Hickory High School. This is just completed my 16th year of being the Interact Advisor, so it's something that I'm very dedicated to and something that I love doing. This past year we had 98 members in Interact. If you were a freshman, sophomore, or a junior, you're required to get 20 hours of service a year, and if you're a senior, you're required to get 30 hours of service a year. And I think a lot of people in the community don't realize how much these kids actually do. So I've made a list of some of the projects that we've done. Each week we go around the school and we pick up recycling. We do various walkathons throughout the year. And once a month we have students who stay after school and help teachers, whether that be to clean their room, file, grade. We also go once a month to the Bryan Center and play bingo with the residents there. We also make cards for the residents at Easter, Thanksgiving, and at Christmas. We also have an annual Halloween carnival that we do for the residents there, and we have games that they can play, and we take them in and roll them around, and they get to bowl and throw bean bags and stick their hands and stuff and see if they can guess what it is, and the residents really enjoy that, and the kids enjoy doing it as well. At Christmas, of course, we always enjoy helping you ring the bell. We adopt a family. We go and help light the luminaries at the local cemeteries. We do the angel tree, and this year we gathered 107 boxes for Operation Christmas Child. We also do adopt a highway twice a year. We go once a month to the Salvation Army and help with serving food to the homeless. We do various spring flings around our area with different elementary schools that need help. This year we raised over $500 through a penny drive for patients for research for leukemia. We also assist with in October with the canned food drive. We do that with the Key Club at our school. We go in together and raise cans to turn into Oktoberfest. This year we also sponsored a JDRF Gene Day at the high school and raised over $120 for research. And each year the Interact gives a $300 scholarship to a senior who has completed all of their hours. And this year it was to Caroline Miller. I have with me Christina Hart. She is a current Interact member, and she would like to say a few words.
I joined Interact this year. It'll be my second year. I joined Interact this last year, so this coming year will be my second year. And I like it because I can meet new people that I usually don't see in my classes around school, and I can generally make a bigger impact on our community and just help others out that I wouldn't really get the chance to otherwise. So thank you.
I have a certificate to present to Cheryl. For this is from Rotary International. As a promotion for Interact, they have an Interact Week, and what they did for us this year was they came to our farmers market booth that we did, where Linda Lutz and I sat out there in the cold to promote Rotary in the community, and we had interactors who did the Purple Pinky project for us at that booth. So this is a certificate to recognize that. Also, we do something very creative and unique that other clubs in the district might be considering doing as well, in offering a stipend to the sponsor of Interact at the high school. But both of my children were in Interact. I know some of yours were as well. It is the most active service club at the high school. And what Cheryl does is really the equivalent of what a lot of varsity coaches are doing and getting paid a stipend to do at the high school, except for her responsibilities are year-round. For the coaches, it's mostly for a season. It's very intensive for that time, but it's not year-round. So we have a stipend for Cheryl to show our appreciation and to inspire her to do 16 more years, we hope. This is the fun part. Okay, now it is time to honor our new Paul Harris Fellows. We'll have to have Robert Johnson come up and help with this part of the program.
Thank you, soon-to-be past president, Suzanne. Today we have we have 3 Paul Harris Fellowships awards to present. And I would like to ask Stan Bumgarner, Mark Seaman, and Cliff Moon if they would come up front, please.
When you sit at that table, you sit at that table.
No, this is not a rogues gallery. These Rotarians are individuals who happen to believe in the mission and the good work of Rotary International and have demonstrated conviction through their support of the Rotary Foundation. I am sometimes asked by Rotarians, and I'm certain they ask themselves, why should I contribute to the Rotary Foundation? The short answer is for the purpose of doing good in the world. These are not my words. This statement was articulated by Arch C. Clump, who during the Rotary year of 1916-1917 served as the 6th president of Rotary International and proposed that an endowment for that purpose be established. The mission of the Rotary Foundation is to create for Rotarians and others an opportunity to assist in advancing world understanding, goodwill, and peace through the 3 broad avenues of health improvement, education support, and poverty alleviation. Health, education, and poverty. The foundation is supported solely by voluntary contributions from those who share its vision of a better world. Recognition for these contributions is accomplished through the presentation of a Paul Harris Fellowship and other Rotary Foundation hardware. Today's recipients are Stan Bumgarner, Paul Harris Fellowship, Mark Seaman, Paul Harris Fellowship, and Cliff Moon, Paul Harris Fellowship. Stan, Mark, and Cliff, it gives me great pleasure to present to you on behalf of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation the emblems of the Paul Harris Fellow. Please accept our heartfelt gratitude for your support of the Rotary Foundation and for the impact that you exert on the Hickory Rotary Club. Hold on just a minute. President Suzanne.
I actually wrote down my remarks today because I was afraid I would forget, and I just noticed I forgot Lisa Swenson, so I'm going to do that in a minute. But I wanted to say a couple of words about each of these gentlemen. Cliff Moon is a person who is a great addition to our club. He's a relatively new member, but I appreciate his enthusiasm and the contributions that he's made. He's jumped right in. Between his vocations in clergy and politics, he doesn't meet a stranger, and it really is great to have somebody in this club who's so outgoing and enthusiastic. We appreciate him. Mark Seaman, I appreciate your leadership and your initiative. You've contributed a great deal during your time in our club, and most notably with coordination of the messages and the spoke. Getting people to do things like that sometimes is kind of like herding cats, and there's a lot of background work that goes to get that done, and he's really done a great job. He also this year took care of our Heart of Rotary, the Rotary Has Heart project, which was the porch contributions that you guys made back around Valentine's. We're in great hands with Rotary Mark stepping into leadership in this club as our president-elect and taking on the job of president in the year to come, and we appreciate all of your efforts. Stan Bumgarner, wow. Every stinking week he puts together the award-winning spoke bulletin that you guys have in front of you. Do you have any idea what that entails? if you're not a member of the email chain that gets involved in this, but there are lots and lots of moving parts that go into that publication that are in front of you. And he makes it happen, and he is very kind about his reminders, even when he's asked you 3 or 4 times to contribute what it is that you said that you would do. He's pretty kind about it. The thing that really is kind of the ringer for me is the quote that he puts in there. I don't know if you guys notice that every week the quote has something to do with what's going on that week. And so I appreciate all of his efforts and just want to give all 3 of these gentlemen a round of applause.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who's going to take Stan's picture?
Well, I thought of that today. I'm already a little worried about it. We'll find somebody who can do that.
Cheyenne is the photographer.
All right.
Okay, great.
We got you covered.
And I hate that Guy Garino is not here today. I hope that we will take a moment and honor him with his, we call it the +1 kind of thing. But he has been, I call him Mr. Rotary. He was my sponsor in this club. He's been a president 2 times, assistant governor or director, whatever you call it. He's a strategic planner. He's a benefactor. I like to say he drank the Kool-Aid. He is my friend and my brother, and I just am so proud of him and want to honor him. Even if he's not here, you can tell him I said so. So hopefully I'll get a chance to do that in person. I neglected to call Lisa Swenson to the podium at the time that I was planning to, but we wanted to remind you guys about some other things that we do and support, and this is the Paul Whitener program at the Museum of Art. I'll let her tell you about it. Do a better job.
Well, it's our 67th year, the Paul Whitener exhibition, and what's so exciting about this is it's also the 70th year of the Hickory Museum of Art. So Paul Whitener was a member of this club, and it took a lot to get the organization started during World War II. It's just crazy. We're thinking about this all the time. But the fact that 3 years after he had started this museum, he thought it was important to have a student art show. So he got this club to help him give a little bit of money. I don't know how much. We don't have all the records, but that's the story, and it's really exciting. So I want to thank Bruce for putting it on our website. In fact, from now on, every year we will have photographs of the students. And it just so happens that Cheyenne Warren was starting an internship with me today, and she was one of our top winners. She was the blue ribbon winner of the high school sculpture. And so we're here to let her see who these people are who helped her, and let her have, now she has on her resume, she's working for college. You know, she's got that on the resume. In fact, as we were working today, she was asking me about Rotary. So she got a chance to come. I'm going to let her say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the funds. Yeah.
Never want to turn down a moment to praise our community and what we have here. I know I've shared with Lisa that I might have shared with the rest of you. One of my best friends from college is the editor of Fine Arts magazine, and he has recognized our art museum here from New York City as being one of the best regional art museums in the country, and that's really something. Sent me some journal articles about that, so that's great. The last, well, we have lots of awards to do. I think I might take a moment now to go ahead and recognize the people who have perfect attendance for this year. I know you're hanging in there with bated breath. So I'll have you come forward and receive your certificate. John Bates. We talk about attendance a lot. You know, attendance in Rotary is important so that you know what's going on and you can participate in all that we do. Bruce Bumbarger. Alan Finley. You can just applaud for those who aren't here. Cliff Goddard. Rusty Eisenhower, our secretary, has perfect attendance. We think that's legit. Dan Kirby. Now we know Dan is here every day, every week. Lynn Lair. Linda Lutz. Milholland. Cliff Moon. See, from this viewpoint, I know where to look. People tend to sit in the same seat almost every week. David Moore. Steve Mull. Not here to see. Mark Seaman. Charles Snipes. How many years is it now, Charles?
46 in January.
46 years of Mary Texer, myself, and Sarah Willis. There she is. I thought she was there. So, as I was saying, importance is very, I'm just really stumbling all over it today. Attendance is very important, and you have opportunities to make up the meetings that you miss. If you might not realize that people are getting credit for meetings that they are going to that are essential to the operation of the club that are outside of our Thursday meetings as well, so board meetings and that sort of thing, in order to participate. So, the reason I'm stumbling is because I'm so excited about the next part, which is giving out some of our most significant awards. And again, I wrote it out so I wouldn't mess it up too badly. The first award that I get to give is Rotarian of the Year. And this person really embodies this year's theme of Engage Rotary, Change Lives. Boy, is this Rotarian engaged. I decided to review the program of work to prompt my memory when I share with the club how I chose this Rotarian, and this name is listed many times in the program of work, especially in the community service area. The significant thing is this Rotarian actually was engaged with everything that was listed. I kept seeing this face at all the meetings, and this email address kept coming up in all of the communication that goes along behind the scenes. This Rotarian excels at doing the work of Rotary. Club service, to include serving as a greeter, the service above self, raffle, ticket sales, and fellowship events were attended by this person. Service projects such as Salvation Army bell ringing, Christmas project, and supporting Interact and student guests. Tireless committee work on the most active committees. Teacher of the Year, Service Above Self Scholarship, Charitable Giving, and Rotarian Idol. And most significantly this year, a committee and a cause that is at the very heart of Rotary, membership. Linda Lutz has served as co-chair. I don't even have to ask you to stand up. Along with her inspirational Rotary poster boy, Cliff Goddard, who was the first one to stand up and congratulate her, the crucially important membership committee. Cliff has attested that Linda is the one who seals the deal, gets the job done, does what it takes to make things happen. And I was going to ask you to please rise and give her a hand, but you've already done that. So Dr. Linda Lutz is our Rotarian of the Year for this year. The Heart of Rotary Award. When I gave some thought to the meaning of the Stuart Ashton Heart of Rotary Award, I thought in terms of the pulse of our club. Who could be a Rotarian who serves as the very heartbeat of this organization, whose presence and contribution is so very essential that we would truly be in the critical care unit over at CVMC if this person was out of commission? This Rotarian's contributions are primarily in the area of club service. You may have heard, historically at least, of the title, The Woman Behind the Man. Well, this person is the man behind the woman, for this year at least. He is our institutional memory, thank God. He is the one who knows where everything is and where everything goes. If he doesn't know the answer to a question regarding the Hickory Rotary Club, which is rare, he generally knows where to go to find it. He arrives early and leaves late. Okay, maybe I'm giving it away a little bit here. He is our assistant treasurer, doing a lot of busy work, depositing and delivering checks. He checks our mailbox, our old snail mailbox, and delivers our mail. He sets up for all of our meetings and cleans up after. He herds Rotarians to do the duties that are assigned on Thursdays, regardless of what the spoke says. A lot of times the spoke is not up to date with who's going to be here and who's not. He often does them himself if you don't show up and don't find a replacement. He just really takes care of us, officers especially, along with all of those details, and follows all of us to focus on what we do, and some of you might not even know his name. But our Stuart Ashton Heart of Rotary Award goes to the Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Dan Kirby.
Thank you.
We're going to ask you to make a speech now. I'm teasing. And I was told he'd be very uncomfortable with that, but his work and his contribution has meant a lot to me this year. He's saved my neck many a time. So it's time for the Service Above Self Scholarship raffle. And in doing that, I wanted to give the payout for last week, but Alan Finley is not here. Alan Finley did draw the Joker last week, which means he gets the entire draw from last week, but he's not here to receive it, so we'll get that to him.